Every single time you swipe your credit card, click Buy Now on Amazon, or look at your neighbor's brand new car, a tax is levied upon you. It's not a federal tax. It doesn't go to the IRS, and you won't find it on your W-2 form at the end of the year. It is completely invisible, yet it is the single most aggressive wealth destroyer in modern society. Most people think they aren't building wealth because inflation is too high, housing is too expensive, or wages are stagnant. And while those economic pressures are real, there is a silent partner skimming off the top of your hard-earned income every single day. It is a tax your own mind willingly pays to strangers. And until you realize you're paying it, you will remain trapped on a financial treadmill, running faster and faster, but never actually moving forward. To understand this tax, we have to look back. Thousands of years ago, human survival depended entirely on social hierarchy. If you were at the bottom of the tribe, you got the worst resources, the least protection, and your chances of survival plummeted. We evolved to care deeply about where we stand relative to others. Fast forward to the modern day. We no longer fight over territory or hunting grounds. Instead, we fight with symbols. Economists call this status signaling. When you buy a $1,200 iPhone on a payment plan, or finance a luxury SUV that eats up 40% of your monthly take-home pay, you aren't just buying utility, you are broadcasting a signal to the tribe. You are screaming to the world, "Look at me, I am successful, I am capable, I belong at the top." But here is the brutal irony of the modern economy. The tools we use to look rich are the exact reasons we stay financially fragile. You are trading actual freedom for the illusion of success. In the United States today, data shows that nearly 60% of Americans living in high-income brackets, earning over $100,000 a year, still live paycheck to paycheck. Think about that for a second. On paper, these individuals are in the top percentage of earners globally. They survived the grind, got the degrees, landed the corporate jobs, and secured the income. Yet, if their company downsizes tomorrow, or they face a sudden medical emergency, they are exactly 3 weeks away from financial ruin. Why? Because as their income grew, their invisible tax rate grew with it. This is lifestyle creep on steroids. The moment the salary hits the bank account, the brain instantly calculates how to upgrade the environment to match the new peer group. The apartment becomes a suburban house. The reliable sedan becomes a leased European sports car. They don't own their lifestyle. Their lifestyle owns them. They have trapped themselves in a golden cage, and the keys are held by the bank. To truly grasp the gravity of this invisible tax, we have to look at the math. The math that car dealerships, credit card companies, and real estate agents hope you never calculate. Let's look at a classic example that happens every single day across America: purchasing a vehicle. The average price of a new car in the United States has soared past $48,000. Most people don't pay cash. They finance it. The average monthly car payment is now over $700, stretched out over a staggering 72 months. When you look at that $700 payment through the lens of survival or basic utility, it seems manageable if you make a decent salary. But when you look at it through the lens of opportunity cost, that $700 a year is a financial tragedy. If you took that same $700 a month and, instead of giving it to a bank to finance a depreciating asset, you invested it in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, compounding at an average historic return of 10%. Do you know what that money looks like in 6 years? It's over $65,000. In 20 years, it's nearly $500,000. In 30 years, it transforms into a staggering $1 million. Think about the trade-off you are actually making. You aren't just buying a car. You are literally trading your future millions, your early retirement, and your absolute financial freedom just so you can look successful while sitting in traffic on your way to a job you probably don't love. This is the definition of the trap. You borrow money you haven't earned, to buy things you don't need, to impress people you don't even like. And the worst part? The math is designed to keep you doing it forever. But we can't entirely blame ourselves. We live inside a hyper-engineered consumer matrix. Every algorithm, every billboard, and every social media feed is a weaponized system designed to break down your financial discipline. Silicon Valley and Madison Avenue spend billions of dollars studying human psychology for one specific reason: to trigger your insecurities. They know that a content, secure human being is a terrible consumer. A person who is happy with who they are, where they live, and what they own doesn't spend money recklessly. Therefore, the matrix must make you feel inadequate. When you scroll through Instagram and see an influencer on a private jet or a peer showcasing a massive home renovation, a subtle alarm goes off in your primitive brain. It triggers the fear of missing out, or worse, the fear of being left behind by the tribe. Suddenly, your perfectly functional life feels small. Your reliable car feels embarrassing. Your modest home feels like a failure. Marketing in the modern world is no longer about selling a product's features. It is about selling an identity. They don't sell you a watch. They sell you the identity of a high-status executive. They don't sell you a makeup product. They sell you the identity of youth and desirability. When you pay for these things, you are trying to buy an identity off the shelf. But identities bought with debt are fragile. They vanish the moment the monthly payment bounces. You become an actor in a play, wearing an expensive costume, terrified of the moment the curtains fall. So, how do you break free from the consumer matrix? How do you stop paying this invisible psychology tax? The answer requires a radical shift in how you define wealth. True wealth is not what you spend. Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is the cars not purchased, the designer clothes not bought, the lavish vacations declined in favor of peace of mind. Wealth is the money in the bank, the assets in your portfolio, and the freedom to wake up every morning and decide exactly what you want to do with your day. To escape, you must implement 3 strict rules in your life, starting today. First, practice the 48-hour rule. Whenever you feel the sudden, burning desire to buy something non-essential, force yourself to wait 48 hours. 90% of the time, the emotional spike will pass, and you will realize you didn't actually want the item. You just wanted the dopamine hit of buying it. Second, separate your utility from your identity. Buy a car because it safely gets you from point A to point B. Buy clothes because they are comfortable and look clean. Stop asking your possessions to tell the world who you are. Let your character, your intellect, and your achievements do the talking. And third, pay yourself first. The moment income hits your account, automate your investments before you have a chance to spend a single dollar. If the money isn't sitting in your checking account, your brain can't calculate how to waste it. When you master your psychology, the invisible tax disappears. You stop running on the treadmill. You step off, look at the matrix for what it truly is, and you finally begin to build real, unshakable generational wealth. The choice is yours. You can either look rich, or you can actually be rich. Choose wisely.